And good morning, friends. Welcome to another episode of Willis Wit and Wisdom. I'm Eric Willis, coming to you from North Texas, and here
And I'm Bob
is.
Willis. Yeah, Bob Willis coming from Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
And why in the world would you be in Eureka Springs, Arkansas?
Well, this is the location for the Passion Play, the Great Passion Play, and I am the sculptor at the Great Passion Play. This is our kickoff weekend, and this is our first performance this evening. Rain or shine, we'll do it. I'll be sculpting before the presentation. I'll be sculpting at 7:30. The presentation is at 8:30. So we'll do 3 programs this Memorial Day weekend, and from here till the end of October, every weekend we'll be right in this location.
So people can actually come and find you, say hi, and enjoy a nice program
Yeah,
out there.
they can do that. They can look up Bob the Sculptor. I'll be around here. Yes, love to meet friends and family. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well, stay warm out there. I know it's a little chilly and kind of rainy right now, but that'll
Yes, sir.
change.
It will. I may be
Well,
shaking once in a while. So,
yeah, that's all right. We know why the video is shaking, so a little
right.
chilly. Well, let's talk a little bit about some folks who are looking for some perspective as they're going through life struggles and specifically loss. And a lot of times when loss happens, it's not just the loss of a loved one, but of course grief is a loss of anything
Anything valuable. Yes.
that means something to you. And so sometimes when people experience loss, they experience things and they think, is this normal? Am I going crazy? So can you help put in perspective some of the normalcy of grief?
I'll try to do that. I've been working with grievers about 25 years, and I have never met a crazy griever who was not crazy before the loss.
There you go.
But sometimes it will magnify things in our personality, make us think we're losing it. We're not losing it. We're finding it. Actually, we're finding our core feelings and emotions. So it's very normal for us to lose our concentration. In fact, I put a little article this morning on Facebook about losing your concentration, especially in driving a car. You can drive a car without a brain in the car. It's very normal to do that. A lot of people doing it. That's the reason we call it defensive driving. There are people out there that have no brain in their car. We might be one of those. And after a loss, it's so easy just to let our mind roam no matter what we're doing, working, driving, watching TV, whatever, and not even think about what we're doing. Very normal. Very typical to cry. It is. Crying is a very natural thing to do. The shortest verse in the Bible says Jesus wept. It's okay to cry. In fact, if I if I die and people are not crying, I think I might want to question that.
Yeah, you might
Because
have done something wrong.
right, yeah, I think it's very normal to cry because crying is an expression of the feelings on the inside, expression of our grief needs to happen. Our moods will change. Your moods can change from laughter to tears and a heartbeat. You might wonder why that roller coaster ride. Well, a griever's riding a roller coaster. We can do that when we know we can hold on and know when to scream. We're watching the track. For a griever, we're riding a roller coaster with a blindfold on. You can't see when it's going to let up. You can't see when it's going to drop off or turn. And so emotions and moods can just overtake us in a heartbeat. And so that's just part of the process. Remembering the person who died, very normal. No one has to ask you to remember them. You do it. When you
Mhm.
wake up in the morning, they're there. When you go to bed at night, they're there. So we do remember the person who died. That's very typical. And feelings of guilt and regret are very normal. The things that we reflect over the relationship and say, well, I wish I'd done this, or I wish
Mhm.
I'd done it, and I wish I'd said something different. Those are all normal. It's normal to replay the tapes in your mind.
Yeah, that's good. And the crying. What I found is that there's really no timetable or time frame. They'll sneak. Emotions will sneak up on you,
Yes, it
and
will.
you'll be in public, and you will think it will be the most embarrassing moment of your life when you
Yeah,
just break down in tears
yeah,
in public.
yeah. I have a friend, a grief educator in Fort Collins, Colorado, Alan Wolfelt, and he has coined a phrase of grief burst, kind of like a
Mm.
cloud burst. It just happens and moves on. A grief burst does that too. It just overcomes you and moves on. So allow yourself to have the grief burst.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yep. I was going to say, give yourself permission.
Exactly.
When you wake up in the morning, you really don't know what's going to unfold in your day. You don't know when that
No,
grief burst is going to happen or if it's going to happen. But
right.
go ahead and give yourself permission that if a grief burst happens today, you're going to actually celebrate. And I know that
Yeah,
sounds crazy, but
yeah.
be thankful and grateful um, for the opportunity to remember your loved one.
That's right. That's right. And we're walking right now into Memorial Day weekend here. There's a lot of families gathering in places to remember their loved ones and put flowers on grave sites to intensely remember them. There's a difference between intensely remembers them and have a memory overwhelm you.
Mm,
We always like to be in control of things, and so I know if I'm going to a cemetery, I'm going to intentionally remember them. And so that perhaps is a little bit easier, but the emotions may still be there.
yeah, that's a good point. Good point. And so, speaking of Memorial Day weekend, it's coming up, and it reminds us that there are holidays that come up
Mm,
with frequency, and
right.
Memorial Day is one of those opportunities where we have a day off. Of course, in the COVID stuff, we have every day off almost,
Almost.
depending on who you are and what you do.
Mhm.
But how do we get in the right mental space? How do we engage as
Mm.
holidays um, without our loved one are
Yeah,
there?
yeah. And holidays are hard. Not just Memorial Day, but Father's Day and Mother's Day are hard if you've had a father or mother die. It doesn't have to be this past year. And even the 4th of July can be hard because you had family get togethers and reunions. So it doesn't really matter. The most difficult day for a griever is the day that ends in the letter Y. It's the hardest day. And it doesn't matter, it's different for every person. I remember my dad died on a Thursday morning. I remember the following week on Thursday thinking, it's been 1 week. Then it's been 2 weeks. And I started thinking in terms of weeks and months then.
Mm,
But to honor a person is easier around a Memorial Day because it seems like everyone across the country is doing it. And look for a way to honor their life that represents them. I was reminded, Eric, about when your grandfather died, when Frank Schumann died at the
mm,
hospital. His three granddaughters immediately, I mean within 15 minutes, went back to the house. They wanted to prepare his favorite meal. When the family got back to the house, they wanted to go prepare his favorite meal. Now, this is within hours after his death. Went back to the house. I remember we had part of his favorite meal was like lasagna, chicken and dumplings. I don't
yeah,
remember. There
things
was
that
a
don't
third
go
one.
together.
Right, do not go together, but that was his favorite meal. That's the way to honor a person's life. You look at something that was
Mm,
special for them. It may be a location. Maybe you know a location that they love to eat, and so you can go there and eat, whether by yourself or take a friend with you so you can talk about them while you're having a meal. To remember, you realize you're there for a reason to honor them, or go to a location to say, I just want to spend a little time in this location to remember them, think about them. But look for a way to honor their life. Uh, some people release balloons at the cemetery in their honor, and they tie little notes to the balloons and let the memory head up, if you would, to heaven to them.
yeah.
Some people, in fact, this past week, I talked with someone who released some doves,
Hmm.
and that was a sign of letting something go to remember the loved one. And so it's
Yeah.
very helpful to do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's very healthy, and it's obviously for your own mental health to be able to engage in that way, and it's really taking care of yourself to remember your loved one and to express gratitude and thankfulness and really experience the joy of remembering the life that you shared together.
That's right.
So, well, in the weeks ahead, we're looking forward to answering some more questions that folks will send us. And this is where you, as our viewers, get to participate. We'd love to receive some questions from you. Uh, we'll be answering some questions on forgiveness and that concept
Right.
in the weeks ahead. Um, and but we need your questions. Go ahead and send those to us. I'm going to give you my email address. You can actually find it through a website. The website is reclaimleadership.org, and you can find find the contact me link there and send me a question, and Dad and I will answer that question. Dad, how can folks send a question to you?
Right. My email is rwillis14@cox.net. All right. I do have a website, godhealsheart.com. Godhealshearts.com. It's my website that has contact information there. And yes, we do want the questions. It would be helpful. That way we know that what Eric and I are talking about are things that you are interested in, and maybe you're searching and struggling with for an answer. Not that we have all the answers, but perhaps we can lay out some options. You know, that's when a person feels like they're at the end of the road in life, when they run out of options. So if nothing else, we want to give you some more options. So we really appreciate you sending those questions to us. It would help a lot.
It would also help if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also share it with your friends, family, strangers. If you want to, that's fine too. But we just want to be available to help in any way we can. And this is one of the ways that Dad and I can connect and share a little bit of our wit and wisdom that God's allowed us to accrue over the years. So we're thankful for you being with us today. Dad, any words you want to share before we say goodbye?
Not necessarily a word, but a shot. I don't know if people can see that or not.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a Christ of the Ozark sculpture. It's a
Nice.
great passion play in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I think it's 67 feet tall, I believe, because if it was 6 inches taller, they'd have to put a red light on the top for airplanes. And so it just wouldn't look right for Jesus to have a red light on top. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful statue. This is actually the 4th most visited statue in America. And
Wow.
so it's well worth it to come to this location, free of charge, free of charge.
There you go. And they can swing by the Great Passion Play, say hello to you as you're doing your sculpting out there.
Just look for Bob the sculptor. There's Joe the potter and Bob the sculptor. So we keep it pretty simple, but we love Jesus here.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, thanks, Dad. Have a great weekend out there, and we'll talk to you soon. And friends, family, those who are watching, thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to the next time we're together. God bless you. Have a great day.
All right. See you, folks. Thank you.